Hi there, this is Josh from Hedgehog. We turn marketing data into actionable insights so that you can make impactful decisions. What I wanted to do today is to show you how to install Hotjar if you're already using Google Tag Manager on your website. What Hotjar will do is it will help you to essentially understand how people are interacting with your website, and it will do that with a few different things. One is it'll help you with heat maps. So what it will do is it will show you a heat map of how people have engaged with your page, whether they've clicked, scrolled, or moved. So for example, it will tell you what percentage of people that came to your homepage made it to your footer. And it will show you what percentage of people clicked on each of the buttons on your homepage. Hotjar will also perform a screen recording. So it will take a screen recording of people using your website. It doesn't take into their camera. It'll actually just show you what's on their screen at the time. This is really helpful to understand where people are getting stuck on your website and why they might not be taking the action that you'd like them to take. So I'll jump straight into things. Actually, I was going to go into the before, but let's go straight in. I'm going to move over to our screen, and just like always, we're going to start on Google. And so we're just going to search Hotjar and come up with the first link is Hotjar. Make this a bit larger for us. Cool. So now that we're here, I'm going to try it free to get started. I'm going to type in the full name, Josh Berg, and my email address. You know what? I'll go with a different email address so that I can do the test. Awesome. So now we've got to set a password. I will just use any password. Hello123. Cool. Gotta make it better. Cool. So accept the terms of service, and I've signed in. So your role, consultant. Will use this account to manage clients. No. Organization name is awesome. Just put in the name of your company there, and that will come up. And I do like receiving information from Hotjar. I think they've got an awesome blog and they make really nice content, so I definitely recommend signing up to that. So from here, we're just going to enter in our website URL. So just quickly put the URL in and the site type. It's an e-commerce for this instance. So let's click start using Hotjar and wait for it to load. So now this is going to load into the setup page. There's going to be a bunch of initial tools that we can use here, or welcome series, that we can basically go through to set up our Hotjar. I'm just going to go through the things that I just gave you a small example of, so we're going to just skip that step. Skip. Cool, awesome. So what we have here now is we've got our tracking code and we've got our ability to install via Google Tag Manager. Now, there's a couple ways that we can do this, and because of Google Tag Manager, it allows us to really simply just click a button, sign in, and install. So why don't we do that? Cool. So it's loaded to our Google accounts. We're going to sign into Google Tag Manager, and we're just going to give Hotjar access to make changes inside of our Google Tag Manager because it will install itself there. And so there we go. That's it. I actually thought that was going to take a bit longer. That's all that's needed. Now that that's been installed via the Hotjar backend directly into Google Tag Manager, that's all integrated and you don't need to do anything else in the backend of your website. So yeah, thanks for watching that one. It actually went for a bit shorter than I thought it would be, but yeah, you can start to enjoy basically taking heat maps and screen recordings of your customers. Got a bit of extra time here, so maybe I'll actually just show you how to set those up. So on the left hand side, we've got a few different tools over here. The first is for heat maps. Now what this does is basically provides us an area to set up our heat maps. So there's a bit of an instructional item here of how to what your heat maps will give you, but I'm going to show you how to set them up for now. So we're just going to call it a name. I like to start with the home page, and for the free account, you're going to get 3 different heat maps that you can set up, which will each gather 1,000 page views. So what we can see here is because we're signed up for the free trial, we have the ability to click the business or the plus ones. If you've got a high amount of traffic and you've got 2 weeks to spare, we'd definitely recommend signing up for the free trial so that you can get the larger amount of page views. It'll give you more scientific data to base your assumptions off of and your hypotheses to be proven or disproven. So For this instance, we're going to click basic, which is what the free version will give you. And we're going to do a page targeting. Now, cool. So we're going to do a page targeting. Now, there's a couple of different ways to do it. In terms of the home page, what we're going to do is a simple URL match, and we're literally just going to type in the home page of our website. We're going to click next. Oops. There you go. Needed to put in the HTTPS. It's a very common thing to happen. And just make sure that you include that HTTPS when you're doing the proper URL match. So we're going to click done there, review and save, and create. And voila, there we go. We now have a heat map. Now that heat map, what's going to happen is it's going to start to track a segment of our audience up to 1,000 page views over time. I recommend not looking at that heat map at all until it has actually accumulated all of those page views, because you'll have the most relevant data at that point in time and you'll be able to look through it in one sweep. We're going to set up another heat map. So I just wanted to show you another way to do it. So product pages. So what we want to track here is we want to track, and we'll just go through the 1,000 page views. We actually want to track similar pages, which is the middle option here. And the reason for that is because similar pages are similar. And my product pages on my website, for example, all look the same. They just have a different name and a different picture and a different price. But so what we're going to do is we're going to head to our shop and load that up. Now, what I really want to show you is if we scroll down to our products and we click on one of our lovely products, then what we'll see is we'll see that in the URL at the top, we have actually got a common URL structure. And in this instance, the common URL structure starts with https://strawsome/product. And then it says the product name. Now, each of my different products have a different product name, but they all share the same start of that string, which is the word product. That means that we'll be able to basically take that and to do screen recordings across a variety of our products so that we can track all of them in one heap. So the URL starts with, ends with, contains, regular expression. I'm going to do contains and I'm going to write product. We'll hit next and it's gone through. Now we just create a heat map. Now what will happen is, even though I have 3 different products on my website, if I go back to the home page, so we've got our thin rice straws, our thick rice straws, and our jumbo rice straws. All of those will now be tracked in one heat map. It will give us an accumulation of all the traffic to those pages. That's the heat maps. Now I'd love to show you the recordings. Now the recordings is much the same, and you set them up much the same. What this does is it will actually record the visitors interacting with the page, and we have a few different things that we can set up here. I'm not going to take you through all of them, but I definitely recommend that we set up some screen recordings at the same time, because it can really help us get to that next level of understanding how people are interacting with the page. So awesome, that was just a quick 101 on how to install Hotjar with a few little extra bits and pieces, given you've already installed Google Tag Manager on your website. Awesome, see you in the next one, cheers.